Are you guys even trying anymore? I don't think they're even trying anymore. I really don't think they're trying anymore to convince everybody, oh no, Prime, Kelvin, Canon, all these different universes, because your average fan and viewer is going to see the headline. And hello everyone, I am Mecha Random 42, your favorite YouTube harpy. I've covered these articles before. Well, I've covered this one. I know I've covered this one in January when this article comes out, explaining the Picard show's timeline and how it connects to the JJ Abrams movies. When you see a headline like that, that's not a good thing. I shouldn't even make this video. I shouldn't try and warn them away from like doing exactly what. No. Let them shoot themselves in the foot. Let them put this out there, because you're going to have your average fan saying, oh, I don't want to watch the Picard universe. It's in the JJ movies because of the headline. Thank you for shooting yourselves in the foot there. Thank you so much. Even comicbook.com, how Star Trek Picard may connect to the Kelvin timeline movies. You know what? I'm not going to go in and dig deep and find the actual thing. You know what? We're just going to go with the headlines on this one. Because a lot of people go with what the headline says. You know, like, oh, Solo, a Star Wars story, failed in China, and that's a good thing, right? We hear all these little messages and the way they use the language in these articles, right? I don't even really want to read this. I just want to go by the headline today. I think I just want to go by the headline and let people know that yes, they are going to connect to the two events that happened in the Kelvin timeline movies. I could kiss the show's ass and say, oh yes, but don't hold that against it just because something happened. It's kind of like saying, just because Kirk and Spock both happened in every universe, right? In all the 3 universes that we've seen on in Star Trek now, not even counting all the different mirror universes and, you know, the alternate timelines that they've created, you know, stuff like Yesterday's Enterprise and those sort of, you know, we have a lot of these sort of, you know, oh, and here's another timeline Enterprise coming, here's another dimension, here's another this and another this and another that. Not to mention that, I'm just talking about like the main ones we see on TV. We have the canon one, which is the TV and movies up until about 2009. We have the Kelvin timeline that we see, which has a Prime version of the canon timeline. And then we have the Discovery universe, which I believe is probably set in the Prime universe. That's where the Kelvin movies shot off from, because all those people are involved. When you say something, oh yes, it may connect to the Kelvin timeline movies, I'm not gonna go in and dig deep on this one. You guys can just shoot yourself in the foot with that, and I'm gonna let people. I'm not gonna correct you. I'm not going to go in and be the voice of reason, because you know what? No, we don't want Picard and anything to do with the Kelvin movies. We don't want the same showrunners, writers, directors, producers. We don't want the people behind the scenes involved with the Picard series. And that is the biggest disappointment. That is the problem with it. And this is a new article, and now CBS. This is comicbook.com's article, right? This one right here. How Picard may connect to the Kelvin timeline movies. On Thursday, CBS All Access released the first teaser trailer for Star Trek Picard, which looked like a Viagra commercial. It was boring. It looked like a wine commercial, a Viagra commercial, etc., etc., etc. Not the best thing, right? not the best trailer, but they don't, you know, it's just a teaser. We don't really know what's going on. It's just a teaser. I'm sad by this. Returning to the role of Jean-Luc Picard, which he originated in Star Trek The Next Generation. One reason Star Trek fans are so excited about the new series is that it will offer the first glimpse at the Star Trek universe after Nemesis. Yeah, it will, but it won't be the same. It won't be the same universe. We have different people writing it. We have different people behind the scenes. Even if you tell us, yes, this is the same thing, it's not. Look at what happened when Disney bought Star Wars. Just look at what happened when Disney bought Star Wars. Look at what happens anytime a big corporation comes in and changes formulas for things. They're changing, even if, all right, benefit of the doubt here, even if this is going to be the canon timeline, even if this is going to be the right thing, we still have the Kurtzman people, the Bad Robot, the Secret Hideout people behind the scenes, admitting that there's any connection to it. is going to be enough for a lot of us old school fans to be like, oh, I don't like the Kelvin movies, I'm not even going to bother. That was me years ago. That was me like 10 years ago. Like, oh, this is a different timeline. These movies aren't that great. I'm not going to see the next two. Which I really only skipped one in retrospect. I only skipped the Wrath of Khan remake. Don't get me started on that. but no, they this is not a good idea to admit this. This isn't a good idea for them to admit that. It's great for me. It's great for me because I can be like, oh yeah, see, I told you so. It's going to still be the same people. It's still going to be the same people. The Picard trailer reveals that during the years since fans last saw Picard, Starfleet promoted him to Admiral. Then after he commanded the greatest rescue armada in history, Picard left Starfleet. See, why don't we get to see that? Where's this? Where is this? Oh, they didn't think about that. No, what happened was they went in figuring, oh, how can we get subscribers to CBS All Access? Who can we get? What can we get? Can we get Shatner? No, he won't come back. He's too old, whatever. Can we get Picard? Yeah, they can get Picard. Okay, what are we going to do with him? Dig up these old comic books that we wrote. Let's dig up these comic books about the Romulan War and stuff. And that's what they're doing. That is what they're using. They're using storylines that they already have. Don't think they haven't done it before. Wrath of Khan remake. Wrath of Khan remake is all I have to say about that. Man, they recycle their own scripts too. There was one episode not too long ago. I'm like, this is the same thing from the movie. We already saw this. They recycle their own stuff. Picard left Starfleet, which he wouldn't do. The trailer doesn't reveal any details about that rescue mission, but 2009 Star Trek might. Don't admit this! Oh my god! I mean, no, please do. Please continue to admit this. I will laugh all the way to Star Trek Las Vegas, and the GoFundMe's still up if you guys do want to help contribute. And I'll see you guys there, and I'm going to be picking apart every word they say in these panels if they reveal anything about this. As the film's co-writer Robert Orci has pointed out, 2009 Star Trek is often called a reboot, but that's not quite accurate. No, it's a reboot. If you recast and retell the same way of the same characters, that is a reboot. That is a reboot. It's not a sequel. The film doesn't take place disconnected from the franchise's previous continuity or try to rewrite that history. It takes place in an alternate timeline. Yes, but it might as well. And this is why you can kind of forgive those because of the sci-fi space-time continuum loophole thing that they have where you can just have another dimension, another reality. You can go back and change the events of history, and then you have this offshoot universe. And that's how they can kind of convince people that, oh no, it's all related, it's all connected. It's not, though. It's really not. You just have new management. You just have new people coming in, writing, directing, producing. I mean, you have Frakes directing, I suppose, but you have new people behind the scenes for the most part who aren't invested. They don't understand. They don't get it. They don't understand. And they're going to give us this stuff. Takes place in an alternate timeline, following the same rules laid out by the franchise about alternate timelines and time travel. The only difference is that rather than visiting an alternate timeline for a single episode, they built an entire film series in the setting. Yeah, which was not the best thing they could have done. Not the best thing they could have done, in my opinion. It's the incident that creates that alternate timeline that may connect those films to the story behind the Picard series. Like I've been saying, when you have a foundation of bullshit and garbage, that your house is going to sink into this pile of diarrhea. Or your Picard series will sink into this giant pile because that's what you're building it on. You're building it on top of something that came from something bad. Oh, well, you're one of these days, people listen to me, like a lot of you do, but a lot of like the 30 or so people that they pay to comment on my videos do make life miserable anytime I come out and I talk about it and expose it. But the new show takes place years after Nemesis. 2009 Star Trek reveals that a star-going supernova destroyed the planet Romulus in the Prime Timeline, which the Prime Timeline, here's the mythology, here's what they like to say. They like to say that the Prime Timeline is what we see on TV, and it's not. We know it's not. We've been saying this for years. The Prime Timeline is something they invented as a start-off point in the JJ movies. They're a separate thing, right? They're a separate thing. So you have like original. Here we're using. It's Godzilla week. I'm sorry. So we have original Trek with Captain Picard and Data and Spot and all the cool stuff over there, and then you got the Prime Timeline. Right, so this is the canon timeline, this is the prime timeline, because it's bigger and flashier and it has more effects, right? And it's painted on both sides, it's prettier, it's not just cheap looking, right? Even though I have never had any problem with how Star Trek looks. Prime is always here, this is canon, this is TV, right? When they say it is destroyed in the prime timeline, they mean in the JJ movies. The prime timeline is in the JJ movies. So bring out the Mothra visuals. Spock's attempt to intervene by using red matter to create a black hole sent his ship and the Romulan mining vessel Naranda back through time. I don't care about anything that happened in that, because that movie was not good. That movie was filled with enough plot holes, big enough to fly a starship through, and I don't care about it. And I've rambled long enough about this. I can't see this, I cannot see this being any good at all. Like, just not at all. And that's one of the problems with new Star Trek, is like you tell them exactly what they need to do and what they don't need to do, and they do the opposite. You know, if you say don't admit it has anything to do with the JJ movies, people don't like those that much. You're gonna have some failure there. You're gonna have a lot of people say, oh, I'm not gonna watch it because it's part of the JJ movies, or oh, I'll watch it with that point of view and maybe they'll be okay. You know what, maybe this is a good thing. Maybe admitting that it's part of the JJ movies and this coming from the JJ movies will be a good thing, so that enough real fans can be vocal enough, and I hate using the term real fans, enough people can be vocal enough and say, hey, no, not the Calvin movies. Picard's its own thing. Picard doesn't take place in the JJ universe. But no, they're not even trying, so who knows? Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. I might not read them on this video anytime it's something super controversial. Like Star Trek. I shouldn't get hate comments for Star Trek videos, for fuck's sake. And may the Schwartz be with you. The up and the downside fell when I hit my desk that way. Because I've got my monitors up on like a shelf part of the desk, and then I have like the mess part of the desk. Oh my god, I gotta clean it off. But thank you guys so much for watching. I am Mecha Random 42, PO Box 1566, Loveland, Colorado 80539 for unboxings. I'm starting a pile. I will see you guys in Las Vegas on the next video, live stream, or wherever. Bye. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!